Hello, welcome back. Solana gaming updates, all those kinds of things. So, what have we got this week? I did do a short video this week on Defit, what it is. Just a brief overview of it. So, it's another one of the move and earn apps, but it's on Polygon. So, it's not Solana gaming with Barndog. It's a move and earn. And I've been using this for 4 to 6 weeks now. I use it daily along with my STEPN, along with my Genopets. It complements them. So, it's a good video to go and watch. A basic summary is you buy Defit tokens to become a club member and you get a rewards based on that. So it could be a 1 year, 2 year ROI. It's not going to be something you can live off. It's not going to be something that will get you rich quick, but it could be something that allows you to supplement earning a little bit more for that 30 minutes a day, for that hour a day that you do. The time in the game is anything from 30 minutes for a free session. You get 1 Defit per day, up to 90 minutes of servicing. So lots of updates and things to come. Hopefully I'll do a AMA with Kevin at some stage, and I'll do a bit more video content on it. While I am talking about it, I have got a screenshot here. This was yesterday after a morning walk, Thursday 19th of January, today being Friday. I'm getting 13 Defit. I worked that out quickly on today's ROI stats. So on the token price, that would be a 2-year ROI. So it's not a get rich token, but what I like about it is that's just walking. Walking, you get 0.8 of the factor, and actually, what is it? There's factors on the website. I think it's 0.8, and for running you get 2. You get basically 2.5 times for running. So I did do a run last week with it, and I'm going to do a long run Sunday night with my new silver status. So I am a silver club member in this particular game. That's 10,000 tokens. The tokens are trading anywhere from 7.5 to 8.5 cents at the moment. So do your own risk assessment, all those kinds of things. Keeping in mind on saying that, I'm not an ambassador for any of these projects. I don't get paid to put them on there. It's a lot of games that I'm enjoying playing and all of that. ShillZine this week. You should absolutely be checking out ShillZine. Details are always down below. Why is it not loading up? I like the ShillZine this week. Another huge banger. And there was a couple of really good articles in there regarding the fracture. What is the fracture? Originally known as Soul Gods. And it talks about that. It also then had a great article on Galactic Gecko. They were kind of rugged by their owners, and you know, then the DAO took over, and it's been, I don't know whether you'd say a success story. I don't follow it deep enough, but what I like is it gives you a really good overview of it. And where else did I want to go? I wanted to go to page 66. It has always yeah, there's some nudity in this. Giga Decks. So what is the Giga DAO? They've released this fractionalized NFT market. I've seen a bit of it, but for me personally, I want to own an entire NFT. I do share a monk with a friend, and at the moment I have possession of that. He had possession for the first 6 months of it. We alternate who's got the time to actually work with it and do the research. But it brings out fractionalizing NFTs, and when you've got NFTs at you know, huge prices, then of course it's one of those things. So let's have a look at, I think I've got Monk DAO on my list, you know. So if you want to get half a monkey, or if you want to get half of something else, a Boydaku, or all of those kinds of things. So it's a good article to get in there and have a bit of a read. As always, I love flicking through more and more, seeing some of the artwork. I never thought I would say that, but there are good articles, there are good things, always worth a read in there. What has happened in the last 24 hours? I need a cup of coffee. 4 remnant camps have sold, and not a lot. Sovana, there's been a bit of trading, but you know, when you're talking 14 or 15 sales on that. I was chatting to one of the co-founders from Sovana last week. They're boys from Perth. They had a bit of trouble with their developers, I believe. What else happened? I need to buy myself a couple of a couple of Genopets habitats. So I've been watching those. Now, I want to talk about tokens a little bit, because there is going to be an unlock for STEPN coming out soon. So obviously, with the Bitcoin, all the shit coins, all the altcoins go up with Bitcoin, usually speaking. That's a normal thing. Bitcoin goes up, altcoins go up with it. Now, do your own research on this. Don't just trust me. This is only my second year in crypto, and I got fucked over by FTX myself. I'm not an expert in this. I'm looking at it from a gamer's perspective. You know, I don't sell all my NFTs for gaming projects. I like to hold on to them, so I don't have exit strategies for a lot of the games. I keep them and ride them to the ground. But GMT unlocks in February, so be very, very careful if you're thinking of speculating on it. That's a warning of advice. I believe that the investors will get their unlocks and they will take heavy profits. I am dumping all of my GMT I earn and doing that. So I read through the Monk letter as well. That's that done there. Now, STEPN this week, they sacked K-Train as running FSL Daily or whatever the daily platform he did. So he's now been removed to just an ambassador. I noticed last week, Trevor, their lead BD, had been sacked. I have heard rumors that Jason, who was also very heavy in the team from the beginning, I spent a lot of time with Jason. He has also left the team. I've heard someone saying something about sickness, but I would say it's all under the old high and mighty Tyson, who is now lead of STEPN. It's really disappointing to see the project go down and down. But I don't see much turnaround from the project. So obviously daily, doing my dailies, all those kinds of things, and getting my tokens. But I am cashing out. I did sell one Genesis this week. I sold one Genesis. I've got another one on the marketplace. I do not want to get left holding all my Genesis when it dumps. They mentioned in the last town hall they might do something for Genesis holders and OG holders. I highly doubt it. I think they're just saying enough to milk it as they get up to the unlocks. Genopets this week. What has happened in Genopets? I didn't do any additional spaces, but I'm chatting with one of the guilds. What's the guild name? So I will, while I'm thinking about it, one of the guilds, is it BOE? But it was one of the ones started by the community there. And I'm going to start doing some more regular content with them. Me personally, my main pet is at 24. My Genesis Genopet, GOE, sorry. That's up to 24. And I have been mixing up my steps. So I've been lighter on some days. I was doing 35s and 40s the week before this. This week has been a lighter week. And I've started doing a little bit of transmuting, alchemy, I should say. And obviously doing my key harvesting. What I don't understand is, do I get a second habitat, a third habitat, the sub-habitats, all that kind of stuff works. So I'm going to do something with a couple of the lads from GOE and start talking heavier about what is Genopets, how do we make money in it, or how do we progress our gameplay. I care about the gameplay. I care about seeing what the gamification is. Am I better off getting a second and a third habitat as well? Can I put one of the kids' pets on it? Whatever. You know, do I then lease out one of them? So it's certainly interesting. Obviously, I'm going to be doing that whilst doing my Defit. I believe a lot of people are doing these extra games like your Walkin', your Sleeper Gotchi. There's so many other move and earn styled apps that are coming out. Recently there was good news from fuck, I can't think of it right now. Degen Apes, sorry. Degen Apes, they've got 2 games coming out, so I'm doing a little bit more look into that. I'm going to be getting myself a plasma gun. You can earn stars, and the stars go towards the mystery boxes, the loot boxes, which will be very, very big in the ecosystem. And it was really, really cool. I did mention the previous week, Solana Spaces. If you're not on the Solana Spaces, you should be following them. You should be trying to get yourself now they're doing codes to be able to get onto the airdrops. I think they do something like 23 to 25,000 drops a week. And they did a link up with Knittables that minted on Magic Eden about 3 weeks ago, I believe. And this is going to be playable in the Degen Royale game. And what else did I see in that? Is it going to be on Steam? I feel like it's going to be on Steam. But either way, going into it, if you're not on Solana Spaces, you should be following it. You should be keeping your eyes on that. Now, I did have a little look here for Eizper Chain. Still, I think, going to be an absolutely monster of a game. Indonesian team. Mr. Rudy still impresses me. I like what the team's doing. They've got their alpha coming out soon for mobile phones, and I've signed up for a beta test. Beta testing some of these games is just a cool experience to see it coming through and having a bit of fun. So Cryowar just finished their beta. So that's closed, and then they did a tweet which was really cool. I retweeted out as well, talking about how they did an NFT drop for people that tested it. I don't know what the drop's relevant to. I don't know whether I actually filled in the form. So obviously I'll put some testing out. I did some video and stuff like that. I still think Cryowar is a cool, fun game. I've still got it on my mobile phone. I really enjoyed that beta. So if you get a chance to check any of these games, these beta testing, be careful. Obviously, if you're downloading something, don't have details just floating around. If you're going to be downloading games on a PC, on a phone, be aware things can be put into those games, so you need to know where you're going. Another one is Elixir, is another game stage host at the moment, but you've got to download things. I get nervous. I do it on a different system. So just be very, very careful on that note. But if you get a chance, do it. It is good fun. Cryowar, I enjoyed playing the healer this time and having a bit of fun with it. And in saying that, John's at it again. The next version of Kinland. We've got a hacker house coming up in February. And remember, for people that haven't signed up for the hacker house, it's free. Anybody can go. You don't have to be a developer. It's absolutely worth going to. And that will be in Melbourne, I believe, the 21st, the week of the 21st. Double Jump, Catchking, Remnants, Esports, and Tournaments. So I was having a listen to this, and Double Jump have done a tournament before. I don't know what the game is. Let's have a flick through. I listened to the second half of that, and I like the space. A lot of these spaces you listen to are the same shit over and over and over, but this was a good, unique space. They're doing tournaments, and they're linking in the other games. Let's have a quick look. First, race to finish, play to earn, platform, royal game on Solana. Please tell me you've got some gameplay on your screen. Now, they said they've done another tournament. All right. It's a shame. Oh, what's down there? Games Day. Games Day was fun. That was really, really well done by the event for Breakpoint. You didn't even need a Breakpoint ticket to go to that. Now, let's have a quick squiz at this.
For the Star Garden, concept was just the beginning. In order to translate these into some form of prototype or blockout, we needed to proceed in phases with our art department led by art director Brian Hagan. Working not only from concept, but testing some of the core needs of design. For example, where do we want players to gather? What does a domain gate even look like? In our garden, there might be trophies or collections from your adventures. What would that look like? Through iteration, the core of what is the Star Garden today started to take form. At the end of Phase 1, we had a basic understanding of our blockout.
All right, I am going to pause that there. Now, what are we looking at? We're looking at one of the videos by Project Eluune. And if you're not in Project Eluune, you can have a look. Where are we? What are they floor price at the moment? I only have one. I have my one Project Eluune, but I do the dailies, six Solana. So what's that? 120 bucks. Project Eluune, MMORPG. They're going to be doing some form of VR, I believe it is. They aim long-term VR. So we're talking years of production. And I minted during the initial mint. So it's very, very cool. I very much enjoyed it. The Star Garden is the base land for your team, guild, clan, whatever the fuck you want to call it. 5 to 40 people. So during getting that, there's going to be mini games and all that kind of stuff. But the Stargardens are a very, very pivotal part of the game. They've got a 4-part series. They've just done the second and third one this week. They're releasing it, and next, in the next few days, we'll get. It said 4 of 4, but let's just flick through this. This actually looks like because I'd heard they had UE4, I believe they're using. What was it? And this actually looks like stuff from the game. But then they mentioned 4 of 4. It's weird. I thought this was going to be the gameplay, and that to me looks like it's in the game. If that's the quality of the graphics of that and they're building out, I am excited to see. Project Eluune, I will put the links for those videos down below. Still one of my top 10s. I reckon they're going to be huge. What happened for me in Remnants this week? I bought a 13th and 14th. Yes, I'm almost there. Now, I use Moonrank to help with that. I saw someone link that in there, and I bought 3, 4, 6, 5 was my last one. He had some good items on him. I hate the weapon, but that's fine. You can change the old wand torch out for a something else later on down the track if you want. Just the ranking on him was good. 193 out of the set. So I'm now farming 7 on loot trips, 7 on resource trips, and I want to buy one more. I want to get at least to 15. That number's going to make me happy. What did I do? I'm upgrading one of the mega lights at the moment. Really bloody expensive. Shitloads of fused wire. So it's interesting learning the economy side of it on this. There's whales. Some guys own 400 remnants and do all degenerate stuff, and that's fine. You've got to try to carve out your own pace. Remember, they've got a beta. They're going to wipe all of this out and go into a beta. What we get from owning remnants and items and stuff now in that, I don't know, but hopefully that will be answered. I'd love to do a space with the core thinkers of Remnants, and I've been chatting in the Remnants channel a little bit, but I'm going to propose it to them. If you want to do a space on Remnants and get all down and dirty and teach us some tactics, I would love to hear it. Obviously, I've got my own little things I've learned, but it is just, it makes the brain think for me. So, you know, I know my next build path the next 4 or 5 days. Defyland, what have I been doing? I bought myself a extra cow and an extra duck this week. I also put some tokens into my account. I put some Solana in there, I should say, to be able to get some Defyland. I swapped some for some DFL, and I'm going to make my harvest. I'm going to do that now. I've been using my cats properly. This is a fully leveled up chook. Oof, 99.1. Let's do it. Claim him out. What does he give me? It's roughly 10 to 1 Goldie to DeFi, to Defyland DFL. So that's about, we'll say, 260 DFL. Have I got a calculator handy? 0.0013 35 cents. That's from a chook, right? One chook, and you can do that every couple of days. I don't know. I'm not looking at can I flog it all off and all that kind of stuff, but you'll see the repair rate is bugger all. But this is why, you know, I've built up my animals, and I've got a video to show you on this as well. So the cows, I've got a third one there. What's going on? He's not loading. That's at 0.5, so he's upgrading. Upgrading my harvester there, upgrading my guns. I'm going hardcore on the guns. I did buy that other one. I was hoping to have enough energy in fishing. For my fishing, I mentioned last week, but I have been fishing in the medium level now. Once I get this other fishing rod up a fair bit more, I'm going to start fishing in the hard. I'm actually enjoying it more fishing in the medium. I miss a couple here and there, but it is definitely worth it. So unfortunately with the duck, it was very low level. I've been struggling with the Defyland marketplace. It's picking up NFTs that aren't for sale, and it just gives me the shits. So I've been looking on Magic Eden and just buying them from there. So I bought a third duck and a third cow. But we've got our packers coming soon. They've been teasing that out. and I've got a small little video, which was, I had a laugh when I saw it. Let's have a look. Right, what do I see when I see this video? For starters, they put some fucking effort into it. Good on them. Big props. But I see what looks like a mint. It looks like it's going to be a candy machine mint because there's all different types of llamas, colours, hats, as they've done with the rest of their animals. So I'm looking forward to the llamas. Projects are going to need to expand. They're going to need to do NFT mints to continue to fundraise, to continue to get runways and stuff like that. It's a hard market to launch at the moment. Interested to see some numbers behind it, how they're going to do it. We know with the first lot of NFTs, you had to water a seed for 30 days straight. And depending on how well you watered it, how often, how much TFL you put into it, determined on what you got out of them. It was a grueling NFT launch, but I loved it. So there's that. Now, let's get back to what am I going to do? Let's go visit Rog. How you going, Rog? Let's put this shit together. All right, so I've been meaning to do this. I was almost going to do a video by itself, but I actually didn't have enough DFL. So with this, it's dependent on the parts that you put in. So you can't see behind my picture. Let's move. All right, so depending on the parts you've got in. So I've got 2 epics and 2 rare items. And that is going to cost. If I had 4 epics, then it would be a lot more. But I've got enough DFL to make this steady now. 70,000 DFL, 90,000 Goldie. That's, yeah, it's around 5 Solana. It's a bit. But I wanted to do it. It's going to be a big bussa harvester. Let's put it together. Silver body, blue harvester, air breaker wheels. Assemble NFT started. There's going to be like a time or something like that, maybe. Click to view transaction. 3 days, 8 hours. Alrighty. So what do I want to assemble your first, spend 200,000. All right. What I want to do now is put together just a flat out common from all of the shitty parts I've got left over. So I did what I don't care what it looks like. What I'm doing is I'm picking the ones that are leveled up the most. Just to show you, 4,000 DFL, 20,000 goldies. So $6. That's a third of a Solana, so it's probably less, maybe even a quarter. What's the goldie? 20,000. It's less than $10. So it's funny to do the commons seems to be quite cheap. But to do a high end epic rare was quite a bit. What? Now, what I'm hoping for with my personal Defyland gameplay at the moment, is that I've got enough earning on my Goldie that I can send it across to the marketplace, trade it into DFL, and that keeps everything ticking along. That's what I'm hoping. I wouldn't know exactly how much I've got in assets, but I've got now 2 of all of the animals, 3 of a couple of them. I've got 3 fishing rods, 3 guns, but I've got to level everything up, right? This is the thing. I've still got to level things up. I'm leveling all my guns. I'm leveling all my harvesters now. This fishing rod's still taking a fair chunk of time to level up. So is this fishing rod here. So I'm hoping that I have enough leveling to continue to just tick it along. And what I forgot to do was go back here. And I was going to withdraw some Goldie from there. But, some DFL from there. I don't need to now, because I put in a little bit of extra Solana this week. All right, so hopefully that ticks into there, rolls that over. There was a raffle. There was a past raffle. For a harvester, was it? I'd like to think it was a harvester. A gun. And there, of course, was the... it is laggy as shit. Can't do much. There's something one of the gentlemen showed me this week as well. Appreciate the help. Thank you. Now... if you need to, you can screenshot that, you can come back to it, but that teaches you what all the different items and the NFT parts are. And of course, you can go to the NFT rarity for the checker. So when I buy something from Magic Eden, I'll use this to check on the animal at hand. But yeah, so really the big one for me this week is be careful with STEPN GMT. Because obviously I was so heavily into STEPN as a world ambassador, I've onboarded people. I've since removed my YouTube content folders from my main YouTube. I feel like I've got that. I've onboarded people. I'm not responsible for what people do. I'm not going to say that I'm responsible for what you put in money-wise into any project. Everybody should be doing their research and all of that kind of stuff. I'm in a really, really hard position where I believed in the team and I really thought that they were there for the right reasons. But with the current team management, how you've got Tyson at the top, I've talked about this heavily in previous videos. He's not the right person for the job. It's just plain and simple. I don't agree with where the team's going. I don't agree with the way that they're sacking people, that they're treating people. I don't think that they are a Web 3.0 decentralized game and project. I don't think they're open and honest about their GMT tokens. They don't answer anything from Crypto Edgar. They don't tell us why they're creating all these extra tokens on Binance, on Ethereum, and not matching them with burns. They don't tell us where 3 million tokens a month go. At the start of the project, we were not... we were told they were not advertising, yet 6 months, 8, 9 months down the track, evidence comes out and they say, oh no, we're using that for advertising to KOLs. So to me, there's not full transparency there. So you've got to be very, very careful. I think that the team likely did just haven't sold tokens for a few weeks and aren't doing it. But we know they're dumping tokens. We know that they've got they've got tokens that they've been using for whatever they want, and there's no transparency to it. So it's just really, really disappointing to see that a project that had so much potential to change the world have gone the way they've gone. So outside of that, unlocks next month, February. Be careful with it. It's like anything done in crypto. Any game, any project. I've also mentioned Defit, and we'll go and have a quick look at the token price for Defit. I don't know the 12-month token price for Defit. So Ponzonomics in any game is super, super important to understand. Now, I got my first little bit of Defit at 6 cents, 6.5 cents or thereabouts. So 6.1, 30 days, 6 cents for the last month. Shit, it was up around 12 cents. So the thing with 50 million tokens on this particular game, half is in circulation. There's a huge amount of tokens in the treasury. It's all transparent. It's all out there. The wallet addresses are there. You can go and check it all up. I don't go that far down it. I've actually I've spoken with the founder, Kev. Good dude. I'd like to do some spaces with him. I like how they're centering on runners and how swimmers, you can see that the project's catered and run by someone actually using the game in the app. So I've seen people earning over 200 Defit in a session. So if you do the math on that, that's something like $15 for a session. Again, it's not money anywhere near comparable to what STEPN was, but it works currently on Ponzonomics. The Ponzonomics are people need to be buying these tokens to create demand for people to sell them. And you can't remove tokens from this particular game at the moment. February, they aim to bring that in. But I'm not playing this and expecting to get rich myself personally. I'm using this as another one. And the tokens, I've started a team myself. If you're interested in that, put some comments down below. I've joined a team. So in the teams in the game, they do these things called auras. And it gives you an earning bonus. But then you can also, as a captain for your team, you can give those aura bonuses to other people. And I haven't noticed whether I've given out bonuses. I've gotten half a free Defit, 0.5. So free Defit from other activities from other people. So I'm not getting a lot from it, but it's interesting to see the difference in the game, how it's going to be centered on teams, the baby fit, the Web 3.0 earnings is good, but there's still a risk if you invest in this. What happens if the project decides to sell all their tokens and leave? This is the thing. This is crypto. What's stopping STEPN doing the same? They've been milking it from the very beginning, and 3 million tokens a month have been going to advertising, and they didn't need $12 million a month in March advertising. So there's definitely, it doesn't all add up, and it's disappointing to know that after the fact. But be careful with any of your investing. We're still in a bear market, so be careful where you put your stuff. I've shown you this week I've gotten 2 remnants. I've gotten a couple of NFTs in Defyland. That's because I sold a Genesis in STEPN. So for me, I consider the money lost anyway. I'm not gambling with it. I don't want to lose it. I don't want to throw it away. Of course, I like these assets. I like these games. I want to see them progress. And this is where a lot of it comes in for me. So other than that, have a bit of fun. Where is that video? Let's close it out with seeing the end of this. Coming February 2023. Thank you, Mother, for the rabbits.